All right, today I want to celebrate. I want to celebrate the first week of this channel, and more importantly, I want to celebrate my first view and my first subscriber, who happened to be the first person I shared this channel with, and it is my buddy Jay. Jay, thank you for taking the time to watch one of my videos and to subscribe. And thank you for your support. And I want to have this conversation about Jay a little bit because we had an opportunity to meet on Friday. Today's Monday. We got a chance to meet up on Friday and have breakfast, have a coffee. Jay is a friend of mine who I met as being a client, and we actually became friends more because of some challenges that Jay has been going through over the past year, and some difficult times, honestly. So I'm not going to. I don't want to get into a lot of personal details on it, but it's been a challenging year for Jay, and because of the stuff that he's been going through, he while we were working together, he was able to open up a little bit to me to kind of explain what was going on, all the stuff that was affecting him mentally and personally, to kind of help me understand some of the things that was going on behind the scenes. And Jay, I appreciate you for that. And I know that's not always easy for people to do, and a lot of people don't want to maybe take the time and explain all the details of what's going on to someone else and put that into somebody else's life. But it allowed us to actually grow closer together and understand, try to do everything I could to be a support, but at the same time receive the benefit of the friendship of Jay, and also learn some powerful lessons as well. And so it's been a great friendship. We don't get a chance to see each other all the time. Jay does not live currently here in Arizona, but he gets a chance to come in every few months or so, and so we're going to try to take the time to meet up, but or meet up anytime he gets a chance to come into town. But I wanted, there was a lot of, there's been a lot of lessons, and when we met up on Friday, it was a lot of trying to catch up and see what's going on, and we were talking about a lot of the relationship issues that are going on, with him, and try to, it's a kind of a combination of just listening and trying to be in a position of listening, giving love back, and just trying to be as supportive as possible, while trying to not, it's interesting because I know anytime I'm having a conversation with Jay or with anybody when people are going through difficult times, and I'm trying to be the best version I can to give love and support, you sometimes don't feel super confident that the words you're going to share are going to be ones that are going to be helpful, and so there's been a lot of times that I kind of really want to take a step back and be like, okay, is what I'm going to say going to actually be helpful? Is it going to support the situation? Is it going to help to move things forward in a positive way? And so it can be challenging at times, but I feel it's been great because I've really felt confident about the words that I've been saying and how they've been received, and Jay's been super helpful as far as giving feedback, and I'm sure not everything, we don't agree on probably everything, but but there's been a lot of things that we do agree on that we can connect with and we can kind of understand as far as trying to when going through challenges and understanding what you should do, and surrendering to your faith in God, and allowing God and life in general to light up the right path for you moving forward, even though sometimes it doesn't always seem like it's the right way. But especially looking back on the past year and seeing all the changes that have been made ever since some of the challenges started happening, and seeing the positive results. And again, we all get in this trap of like, what you focus on in your mind, and I think we all, when we're going through challenges, we focus on some of the negative stuff, and that can be hard to overcome. And I think it's good to surround yourself with friends and other people who can remind you of the positive things that have happened since then. So just to give you an extra voice in your mind and in your thoughts, in your heart, to say, hey, because it's hard to even process my own words saying this, but I just think it's nice to have that additional support coming from an external source of whether it's a friend or whoever, to give words of love and support and encouragement, to say, hey, it's challenging right now, but you're going into a more positive place, and everything is going to come out positive on the other side, and everything's going to be okay. You're like, Jay is one of the best people I've ever met. Just such a wonderful person, good heart, and I'm sure there's things that I'm sure if he looked back on certain things that he would probably be like, hey, could I have done better on this, like we all do. But overall, like, I just see him as somebody who has always tried to be the best person for himself and his family, and to have things transpire the way they do. Sometimes it doesn't feel right and it doesn't feel fair, but if you can have the support to say, hey, this happened and it had to happen, and now it's going to put you through mental hell, but you're going to be able to come out on the other side a better person for it. And you got to believe that, and you got to have a support group and a friend group around you. And I know Jay has tons of great friends who he's spent a lot of his time with, and I'm a new friend. We've only been friends for let's call it the last 6 months, but to have that support group, we all need that, and it's just super important. And then I realized how many similarities, because we are both going through challenges and with relationships, and his is a family relationship, mine is a relationship with my own I'll call it my business life, and so it's not weighted properly. I guarantee, like, obviously my situation is not that big a deal in comparison, but it's still something that I think about on a daily basis that kind of torments me. And I realize the relationship issue and like how many similarities, like when you have situations where you're trying to figure out if relationships are good for you, especially in a situation where they've given you so much positivity throughout your life, and now all of a sudden there is a situation where it might be the best to move on. And it's hard because it's like you identify with so much of that, and it's hard to let go of. And there's a part of you that that wants to hold on to say, hey, if I would have made potentially a little bit different decisions, then maybe the relationship would be totally fine. And maybe it's on me to fix that and keep the relationship together. Versus maybe I've done everything I can within my relationship, and at this point, if the other side is not reciprocating the love and the energy and the what I wanted to put into it, then maybe it's time to move on. And it's not always an easy answer. Sometimes it is. For some people, it's an easy answer. You can tell that's like, hey, this is not beneficial for me at all, and I need to cut ties and move on. But for the for those of us who are going through challenges with relationships that have been great in a lot of ways and are hard to leave behind, and you're thinking about, wow, I'm super appreciative of all of like everything that's happened with this relationship throughout my life, but I'm not sure what to do to fix it, and it might be a situation where it's time to move on, and you just don't know if it's you trying to fix yourself, or you asking more of whatever you're in relationship with, saying, hey, like, for this to work going forward, we have to have things change, and sometimes trying to figure that out is very challenging, whether it's with friends, family, again, business, your job. I think about it with alcohol recently, and it's just, this is like a random topic for me popping up, but I think about it because it's like, I'm someone who's always been someone who enjoys a cocktail, celebrating with friends, having good times, in a positive way. It's never in my mind had a negative impact on me. It hasn't turned me into a bad person. It has an impact, obviously, on, hey, could I be in better shape, or could I get up earlier in the morning, workout? So I get from that aspect, it's had an effect on me. But most of the time, I think about all the positives, and it's all the relationships I've had and the celebrations I've had. I don't think I would be married without it. But sometimes you're like, okay, well, moving forward, is it something that's serving me going forward as someone who is about to turn 50 and has a third child on the way, and wants to be a little bit healthier going forward, so that I can try to be a father who is around for another 50 years, to help be there for my family and support them, and not, I'm a healthy person. I'm very grateful for the health that I have, but could I be doing some things better going into my second half of life, we'll call it, to make sure that I'm around for my family. And there's a lot of things that go into that when it comes to health, but I struggle to a certain extent, because it's given me so many positive experiences, and I just enjoy it. It's fun. So kind of a tangent there, but there's so many relationships that you kind of you question, and especially having other people go through their experiences, and they're like, hey, for us to move to really get to a better version of ourselves, we had to leave something behind. We had to make a change in our life that was like closing the door on something, saying, hey, we've had a great relationship, everything's been awesome, thank you for everything, thank you for the everything you gave to my life in the past, and I appreciate you and I love you, and I'm so thankful of the time that we had together, but now it's time to move on. And man, that's a tough one, because even saying it out loud is it's just like, you know, it's like, it just doesn't seem right sometimes. It's like, hey, you've been a big part of my life. How do we keep it together? How do we keep going? There's always that little bit of you that's like, hey, should you be giving up on it, or should you like just be better to keep it in a positive relationship? That's the struggle. That's the struggle I'm having right now. I know Jay's probably having a similar struggle in his mind when it comes to certain things, and but that's why I want to do these type of videos. I want to talk through it. I want to help understand it in a way that allows me to talk to myself, and obviously be supportive to friends. Use this channel as a way to support friends. Try to connect with each other on a better level, because we're all going through these challenges, and I don't think we always get a chance to really sit with it and like appreciate the time that we have together where we can support one another, versus life that's just so busy constantly. And it's like, what do we have to do next to take care of a family? What do we have to do next for work? What do we have to do? It's just this constant juggle of always feeling the pressure of so many things, and maybe not stopping and taking the time to just be present with one another and listen to each other. And I'll tell you, I want to be better at that. I just want to like stop and just like, you know, try to reach out to more people and just be like, hey, let's just go catch up. Like there's no expectation. It's like, I'm not calling because I'm trying to sell you, like, and I've never been that person anyway. But I know that I get overwhelmed with the constant pressure on trying to be a better business person and support my family, and like, and I find that I feel like I waste a lot of time and energy on it, and it doesn't always give back. And I would rather do what I did when I like sitting down with Jay on Friday morning and hanging out for a couple hours, and it's just good mentally for both of us. And just saying, hey, thank you for being a good friend in my life, and I love and support you, whatever challenges you're going through, and thank you for teaching me a little bit of a lesson as well. And I just think that's important. It's like, look, we all know it's important. We just let it kind of gets away. Life gets away from us, and then we don't do it as much as we'd like to. So I just want to try to be mindful of doing it a little bit more. I've got my phone connected to the camera, so now I've got calls coming in. But let's wrap this now. Again, thank you, Jay, for being my first view and subscriber to this channel, and supporting me, and look forward to our next get together. And thank you for anybody else who took the time to watch this. To my daughters, Quinn and Shay, I love you always, and third one on the way. I love you too. Hope everybody has a great day.